We have a very tricky situation developing down at training camp that has the entire dog pound watching closely today. Building a tough defense is what Cleveland football is all about, but right now we are facing a frustrating lack of depth at a truly vital position. Several key pieces are suddenly completely absent from practice, and it is forcing some deeply buried roster guys right into the primary starting lineup. The front office is actively scrambling to bring in fresh faces off the street to fix this glaring hole before the games actually start counting. We've got urgent news directly from Browns training camp, as this team is actively working to address a critical area of need. The Cleveland Browns have officially signed defensive tackle Travis Bell, and then immediately followed that up by claiming defensive tackle Coziah Izzard via waivers from the Kansas City Chiefs. These aren't just routine roster moves. As Cleveland Browns fans know, our defensive tackle group has faced significant challenges, prompting these swift actions. The depth has been a major talking point recently, with the situation becoming particularly stark when prominent defensive linemen like Mason Graham, Mike Hall Jr., Kalia Davis, and Maliek Collins were all held out of practice for various reasons. This left the coaching staff scrambling. The part fans are not ready for is how dire the situation truly became, with reporter Daniel Oyefusi highlighting that Auden Huntington and Elijah Chapman were getting consistent reps with the number one defense, a clear indicator of the crisis. Bell was brought in to help immediately, practicing against the second team on Tuesday, and Izzard joins as the second depth piece since the weekend, despite his prior lack of experience with the Chiefs. While these signings might seem small on paper, for us as Cleveland Browns fans, they signal a clear recognition by the front office of a brewing problem that demands urgent attention. Our defensive line is the backbone of our defense, and a lack of depth here could expose serious issues against the run and in generating quarterback pressure. What truly drives these urgent roster moves is the specific and concerning status of our key defensive tackles' availability. Maliek Collins, a veteran presence vital to our interior defense, is actively rehabbing a quad injury that has landed him on the physically unable to perform list to start the season, immediately creating a significant void. This crucial detail, coupled with Mason Graham, Mike Hall Jr., and Kalia Davis all being held out of practice for personal reasons, illustrates the immediate and widespread nature of the problem our coaching staff is confronting right now. The truth is, when several vital players are sidelined simultaneously, regardless of whether their absence is precautionary or legitimate, the domino effect on depth becomes severe. We've certainly witnessed similar scenarios impact teams in the past, often forcing them to rely heavily on unproven talent during critical preseason evaluations. While sometimes this unearths hidden gems, other times it unfortunately exposes defensive weaknesses that can linger well into the regular season. Behind closed doors, head coach Todd Monken and owner Jimmy Haslam's front office are undoubtedly weighing the immediate need for healthy, reliable bodies against the team's long-term roster strategy. The consideration of an 8-year veteran like Bilal Nichols, currently a free agent after his release by the Arizona Cardinals, highlights their willingness to explore affordable, experienced options who could potentially sign for a very reasonable contract and secure a rotation spot. They're also rigorously assessing internal options, scrutinizing whether Travis Bell, who initially practiced with the second team, can quickly step up for first-team reps if these critical absences persist. Now that we've covered the immediate roster moves, let's dive into what these acquisitions truly signify for our Browns in the weeks and months ahead. This isn't just about two new names on the depth chart. It's about a direct response to a glaring vulnerability that could undermine our entire season. For us as Cleveland Browns fans, the critical shortage at defensive tackle right now represents a tangible threat to our team's core defensive identity, affecting everything from stopping the run to generating crucial quarterback pressure. Bell and Izzard aren't just placeholders. They are now thrust into a pivotal role, offering immediate, albeit unproven, reinforcements to a defensive line already stretched thin. Their presence on the roster right now provides Coach Monken's staff with vital bodies to run drills and potentially absorb early game snaps, preventing our more established, healthy linemen from being overused. Let's be real, the true test begins in the upcoming preseason games. With the uncertainty surrounding the return timelines for players like Maliek Collins and the others held out of practice, these two new defensive tackles will likely see significant action. How they perform against other teams' offensive lines will indicate whether they can be more than just camp bodies. Their contributions in run defense and interior pass rush during these early matchups will directly influence the coaching staff's confidence in the entire defensive rotation, shaping our defensive schemes. A strong defensive interior is paramount in the rugged AFC North, where controlling the line of scrimmage against formidable run-heavy rivals is non-negotiable. Think about it this way. While these immediate defensive tackle signings might not seem like blockbuster moves to the casual observer, they represent a crucial, proactive strategy to mitigate a glaring vulnerability. The upside is clear. Bringing in Travis Bell and Josiah Izzard provides immediate bodies for practice drills and potential game action, alleviating the severe strain on our remaining healthy linemen. This crucial injection of talent ensures our coaching staff can properly evaluate rotational options during the preseason, and Bell's quick integration against the second team suggests a potential immediate impact. On the flip side, the inherent risk lies in their unproven nature. Izzard arrives with a stated lack of prior experience, and whether either player can genuinely contribute beyond mere camp depth remains a significant question mark. If these new additions don't pan out, the Browns' defensive interior could remain exposed against formidable run games. Analysts around the league are certainly scrutinizing our situation, with names like Bilal Nichols, the 8-year veteran recently released by the Arizona Cardinals, being floated as a potentially affordable solution. Even our former defensive tackle Perion Winfrey, now a free agent after his release by the Dallas Cowboys, has been mentioned as an emergency option, showing the wider perception of our need. What I really think as a dedicated Browns fan is that while these signings are absolutely necessary first steps, we shouldn't view them as a complete resolution. They address a pressing symptom, but until our key starters return healthy, we may still need to explore additional experience depth to truly solidify our defensive line for the rigorous season ahead. So when we consider these immediate signings of Travis Bell and Josiah Izzard alongside the reported struggles in training camp, a clear picture of our franchise direction begins to form. This isn't just about patching holes for a single practice. It signals a clear commitment from our leadership, including Coach Todd Monken and owner Jimmy Haslam, to be proactive and swiftly address any emerging weaknesses within our roster, rather than letting potential problems linger. This quick action demonstrates a crucial vigilance that will define our approach over the next few seasons, emphasizing depth and immediate response to unforeseen challenges. As Cleveland Browns fans, we should feel a sense of pragmatic reassurance heading into the season. These moves, while not blockbuster, confirm that our front office is actively monitoring the pulse of the team and making necessary adjustments. It shows they won't shy away from bringing in talent, even if it's unproven, to protect against the lack of depth. This proactive stance is essential for sustained success, offering a robust foundation for handling injuries or underperformance. And I'll be straight with you, maintaining a competitive edge in the rugged AFC North demands this level of attentiveness to every position group. It's about building a resilient team that can withstand the rigors of a full NFL season. What we're witnessing is the first line of defense against potential issues becoming full-blown crises, ensuring we have bodies to compete at every turn. Between Travis Bell and Josiah Izzard, which of these two new defensive tackles do you believe has a better chance to make a lasting impact on our rotation? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Dog Pound.